A pleasant good morning to you. I am Letitia Humphreys in with your tropical weather outlook for today, Monday, 13th November 2023. There is an area of low pressure that is in the southwestern Caribbean Sea that continues to show signs of organization, has been given a near 0% chance to develop into a tropical cyclone within the next 48 hours. However, within the next 7 days, it has been given a 60% or medium chance to develop into a tropical cyclone. This system is actually forecast to become a tropical depression as we go later into this week, and is forecast to move towards the northeast as it veers across the Caribbean Sea and out into the open Atlantic. Here in the Eastern Caribbean, Antigua and Barbuda and the rest of the Leeward Islands and Windward Islands, there are no systems being monitored at this time for tropical cyclone development. And we can also note that across the main development region from Africa across to the Caribbean islands, we have no systems that we are monitoring for tropical cyclone development at this time. On our satellite imagery, we see that area of low pressure in the southwestern Caribbean Sea, and it's showing a lot of thunderstorm activity. If you notice, you see some deeper reds as the satellite loop progresses, and these systems, they need that thunderstorm activity in order for them to gain that fuel for them to develop even further. So it is showing signs of organization, as I mentioned, forecast to become a tropical depression as we move later into the week. There is a weak trough system just to the west of the Windward Islands at this time. It was a little bit more active yesterday, but as it continues to move further into the Caribbean Sea, it is weakening, not much across the area at this time. And even so, across the northeastern Caribbean, high pressure is dominating our area at this time, so only shallow cloud pockets. The breeze is nice within the moderate range, so you could have a few brief occasional showers from time to time, just as a result of the winds picking up some moisture and bringing it across the area. However, significant rainfall is not anticipated at this time. Now further in the main development region, which I mentioned earlier, there is a trough system. It is a little bit active, but it is along the intertropical convergence zone and forecast to continue moving towards the west over the next couple of days. However, it is not forecast to bring any significant rainfall towards our area across the Eastern Caribbean. So let's have a look at our models and what they are suggesting in terms of that low pressure system in the southwestern Caribbean Sea. Keep a close eye here. We see that low pressure system, and models, the European model in particular, is forecasting for it to move across the western tip of Hispaniola and the eastern coast of Cuba, and then veer off into the Atlantic Ocean. Here we have the American model, and they're suggesting that this could move across over the weekend, bringing a lot of rainfall beginning Friday into Saturday and even Sunday across Puerto Rico and the British Virgin Islands and the US Virgin Islands also. So we see the American model taking a similar path as the European model, bringing it to the east of Jamaica and across the western tip of Hispaniola. We see the American model suggesting that it is going to be a bit strong, could be a tropical storm as it moves across that area. Now for the Canadian model, keep an eye here. We see that low pressure system developing here and taking a similar path also, but a little bit further to the east across Hispaniola, which means that Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, they could be seeing that the conditions could be a little bit stronger if it takes the route of the Canadian model. But here's a different scenario. The German model, or the ICON, is suggesting that it could track a little bit more westerly and pass near or over Jamaica. Here we see it, passing near or over Jamaica as a tropical storm once again and moving off into the North Atlantic. So we will continue to monitor this system to see exactly what path it eventually takes. The most that we will get out of it would be just a bit of rainfall, as the tail end, if you notice, you will see a tail end would develop as it moves into the North Atlantic and could transition to become extratropical and becoming somewhat caught up in a front, and then the lingering or the tail end band could give us some rainfall activity. So, in terms of our forecast for the next 4 days across Antigua and Barbuda, for the rest of the day, we anticipate a 40% chance of showers. But for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we're only anticipating a slight chance of showers in the forecast. High pressure will continue to dominate, so a lot of sinking air would be over us and causing the rains to stay at minimum. The breeze will be out of the east, just about 14 miles per hour. Your daytime max, 31 degrees Celsius or 88 degrees Fahrenheit. And the overnight lows, just about 24 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Presently, there is a small craft caution, that is in effect mainly for the eastern side of the islands. So small craft operators, just be cautious when you go on out into the open waters. For Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, the caution will remain in effect because the breeze is going to be within the moderate range. So just slightly choppy seas, nothing too hazardous, but be cautious nevertheless. So we're looking at Montserrat. Similar conditions in terms of showers, 40% chance for the rest of the day, however, a slight chance for the rest of the week. The seas are going to be similar for today also, but then dipping slightly lower for Tuesday and the rest of the week for Montserrat. And St. Kitts follows the same pattern as Montserrat. Anguilla, however, the seas will be just about 7 feet max for the rest of the week. The chance of showers, 40% today, and a slight chance for the rest of the week. 31 degrees Celsius or 88 degrees Fahrenheit as your max, 24 degrees Celsius or 75 degrees Fahrenheit as your min. The British Virgin Islands also, the conditions are the same, 40% chance of showers for today and a slight chance throughout the rest of the week. And so we are your Leeward Islands and British Virgin Islands Weather Authority, where we try our best to keep you up to date with the current weather situation. Continue to follow us on our various social media platforms. Give us a like. You can even dial in at our hotline 463-4638 and continue to check for our daily weather forecast updates at antiguamet.com as well. I am Letitia Humphreys. Continue to have a safe and enjoyable day.